It doesn't matter how much people love Batman. A realistic in-world existence of such being would be very, very near to impossible. I know, it's heartbreaking, right? But hey, no one said anything about cinemas. So yeah, they do exist in movies. And in movies, the makers do take liberties. To tell you a better story, filmmakers exempt many possibilities. Imagine spotting a real-life vigilante superhero in your town. It would be matter of hours before the whole state is on their tail. And I'm very glad to say this very aspect of reality is very, very closely shown in the Indian superhero movie Bhavesh Joshi Superhero. Man, what a movie it was, and it's a real shame कि हम as audience इस movie को तब support नहीं कर पाए जब इसे हमारी सबसे ज़्यादा ज़रूरत थी. So the movie follows the story of two friends, Sikku and Bhavesh, who wanted to change the existing system of governance in the country and eradicate corruption from its core. They believed change doesn't occur spontaneously but gradually, and fueled by this motivation, they set out to bring change in the society through social media.
Facebook, Orkut, Skype, Tumblr, LinkedIn, MySpace, Pinterest, iMessage or WhatsApp. And remember, we don't use Google Plus.
But they used the identity of Insaf Man to handle small injustices happening in the day-to-day society. As time passes, following no change, Sikku's motivations run out. This leaves Bhavesh alone fighting for change. Further, as tension grows between the two friends, Sikku, out of anger, publics the secret identity of Bhavesh to the media. And Bhavesh, who was after this big corrupt government official for water theft, gets villainized and thrashed badly and ultimately killed, declaring him a terrorist. This leaves Sikku feeling guilty, and he seeks revenge for his friend's death and exposes the whole scam, taking the identity of Bhavesh Joshi or Insaf Man. The movie very closely shows the character of Bhavesh Joshi and Sikku, explaining their motives, fears and struggles. The movie follows a very grounded portrayal of the vigilante superhero. Therefore, to compare it with Batman, I chose Matt Reeves' Batman because I feel that was the most grounded representation of the superhero. Also, I thought the single installment released till now would be a fair match for our Indian superhero. Now, when you look at both the characters, the very basic similarity you will see will be their motivations. Both the characters wanted to free their cities from the corruption, and both the characters follow a no-kill rule, which Batman carries out well enough, but it gets really difficult with Bhavesh Joshi because of the lack of resources and technology he has. In case of Batman, when you look at the character, you will always find him prepared, well-resourced. He mountains himself with high-tech equipments. He has Alfred to help him out to manage both his lives as a businessman and as a superhero. Moreover, he looks up to Alfred as a father figure. On the contrary to all this, Sikku has no such advantages. He is not wealthy, he has no high tech, and as shown in the movie, at a point, he completely isolates himself because he did not want to risk any other lives. Both the characters have no superpowers, but Batman is equipped with multiple martial arts and is very proficient with it. But Bhavesh Joshi comes with his limitations. Although he learns MMA, the fight in the movie are way more realistic compared to Batman. No matter how proficient you are with your arms and legs, when people outnumber you, chances of your survival falls exponentially. And this is why I love this movie. When a fight scene carries out in the movie, you always feel the gravity. The sense of danger you feel for the lead character to be in is same that you feel in case of Batman, but rather for the evil guys. Because Batman induces this sense of fear in the criminals, and the fight scenes in Batman show this effectively. How he dominates the fight, but in case of Bhavesh, you see him getting dominated again and again. But the best part is he never stops. He gets up to fight again. And it's not even as if he is fearless or anything. You see him vulnerable at multiple points. But despite all the fear, he is courageous enough to stand back up against injustice. And that's what makes you root for the character. Both the characters carry emotional baggage from their past. While Robert Pattinson's Batman had not overcome his trauma of losing his parents, Sikku carried the guilt of exposing his friend's identity that got him killed. Now this was all about the characters. If we look at the movie itself, we will see there are multiple scenes similar to one another. It was up to such points that people had already called out Batman for copying scenes from Bhavesh Joshi. My point, however, is not about who copied whom, but rather how both the movies have effectively integrated such beautiful scenes. While Batman is not a typical origin movie, Bhavesh Joshi definitely is. And both the characters are not highly experienced, and in both the movies, this aspect is explored to large extents. Also, Batman is not just a title. Bruce Wayne is Batman, but Insaf Man is. Anyone who's courageous enough to take up the responsibility to fight for justice can be इंसाफ मैन like Sikku did, but this comes with its own problems. अगर हर कोई जिसके पास courage है to stand up for what he believes, there's no guarantee everything would be justful. Imagine, अगर हर कोई laws अपने हाथों में लेने लग गया, there would be chaos all around. And this very part was explored deeply in Batman. The character Riddler that gets inspired by Batman himself turns into a serial killer on his path to become vengeance. Exactly opposite to what Batman wanted for the city. The crime rate increases in Gotham, justifying the resistance shown towards unidentified vigilantes. In worst cases, even with your good intent, you can be tagged as a terrorist, as shown with Bhavesh Joshi. So all in all, a real life existence of a vigilante superhero like Batman or Bhavesh Joshi is very close to impossible. Now coming to talk about the box office results, I really feel we as audience are the sole reason for the movie Bhavesh Joshi's Superhero's failure. It was really hypocrite of us as audience to praise the 2022 release Batman while ignoring the existence of our Desi Indian superhero so similar to the character of Batman. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not like I don't like Batman, trust me I do, but nonetheless, I also love Bhavesh Joshi, and I feel both the movie deserved the same amount of love from the audience, and fortunately Batman received it, but our very own superhero Bhavesh Joshi did not. While critics sabotage its image, criticizing it to have a lengthy and non-engaging screenplay, we as audience did not even show up to the theatres, leading this movie that was made with a budget of about 21 crores to be a failure and collect just 1 crore. Later, however, this movie was praised immensely on Netflix. This, however, doesn't seem to benefit the movie in any ways, while I really hope this does, and the makers find some way to give the audience a second chance to praise the movie again, maybe in the form of a sequel. So that was all for the video, guys. Now if you like the video, consider giving it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also tell me in the comment section what you think should be discussed on this channel, and please press the subscribe button to help me grow this channel and shoot more interesting content your way.